Welcome to Survival on the SKinney with Steve and Kenny. That's me. Alright, I don't get hung up a lot on gear or gear reviews. I am a knife guy, okay, but this knife right here, which is the Grizzly, is more than worthy of a review, and this is one that I will be carrying on my side. Alright, getting old. This here is the Bark River Knives Grizzly. Okay. This knife was designed by Peter Kohler, an excellent knife maker. Does some fabulous work. All of it is hammer to anvil. This here is his design, first production run, the whole 9 yards. Bark River took on the task of producing them. All of Peter's knives are one-off knives that, as you well know, they take a lot of time. If you want a Peter Kohler knife, you're going to have to wait. Okay, but anyway, he designed it, put it together, just straight out of the box. This thing has an awesome feel in the hand. Okay, for a chopper, but the swell of the handle is in the right place. It fits my hand spot on. The little groove here so you can choke up on it, so you can get right up against it. Okay, so you can get right up against, and if you want to do some real fine work, you can get right up to it. This steel is a CPM. It's a 3V steel. So you know just by that it's solid. The spine is 0.275, so a little wider than a 1/4 inch spine on it. This is showing exactly 16 ounces on the money. Knife and sheath. Knife and sheath, you're just a hair over 20 ounces, which is spot on really for especially a leather sheath. So you got 20 ounces. Let me talk just for a minute about the sheath. This sheath can be worn as a dangler. Okay. Now this sheath has been waterproofed. It's been dipped, but it can be worn as a dangler. You can actually turn this around if you want to wear it high. Turn this over, and now you can wear it up high, like so, if you want a high carry. Take your dangler part off. It's just a screw right here. So you can take that off, and then you just have a large D-ring hanging down. Me personally, I would not carry this high. And the reason I wouldn't, because of the length of the blade itself, in order to get it out of the sheath, if I've got it on my side, I'm coming way up here to get it out of the sheath. Personally, I wouldn't carry it. Some people, that's the only way they carry it. That's fine. There's no wrong way. Anyway, back to the sheath. I'm going to get his name wrong, okay, but I'm going to try really hard. But Dave Raffensperger, Dave, I'm sorry, brother. I'm just horrible at pronouncing the name, but anyway, Dave Raffensperger is the one that designed this sheath. He is an awesome leatherwork sheath maker. Some of his work that he puts out is just absolutely phenomenal. You wouldn't wrap the Mona Lisa in a bunch of 2x4s. Well, you wouldn't wrap the Dark Timber Grizzly, Dark Timber Design Bark River Grizzly, you wouldn't wrap it in just a whole piece of plastic now, would you? Anyway, he's the one behind the design of this sheath. Again, a dangler, a high carry, or a scalp carry. You can carry it scalp on your back with just removing this and leaving the hanger off, and now you have a scalp carry sheath. Okay. Very well thought out. Dave does something that I think is key, or for me, I use it a lot anyway. What Dave does in his designs, where your knife, when it's in the sheath and it's snapped in place, there's no wiggle, this thing is fits. Me, I use my knife a lot, and quick little safe tip, always put your knife back in your sheath when you're not using it. If you're out making a 7-notch, an X-notch, you're doing some feather work, whatever, if you get stopped, you get done, or you're at a stop point, put it back in your sheath. Don't lay it down on the ground. With that being said, you can take the snap, and it will twist, moves freely, run around, and snap it back. Now, you can take this in and out, so you're constantly working it. You take it out, you work it, you put it back in the sheath. You take it back out, you work it, you put it back in your sheath. You're not fumbling with a snap every time. For me, that's a blessing. Okay, I hate fumbling with snaps and Velcro and anyway. So, Dave, awesome job, awesome job. Now Bark River is the one that actually produced it. Dave designed it. Okay, this is Dave's design, his puppy. Bark River produced it. Alright, back to the knife. I'm sorry, I'm very excited about this. As you can tell, I can get sidetracked. Okay, so the CPM 3V steel, and the overall blade length, or the overall knife length I should say, to the longest point, just a hair over 14 3/4 of an inch. You have a blade length of 8 9/16 of an inch. Now that's just from this shoulder, okay? That's just from here. That ain't the whole from the handle. From the handle up, you're at 9 3/8 of an inch from the handle here up to the top. This is the, so I'll make sure I get it right, the salmon and gold elderberry handle with mosaic pins. Okay, those aren't just brass pins. Those are mosaic. Absolutely beautiful piece of work right here. Okay, so, you know it's a big knife. I've got over 14 inches in my hand. You know it's a sheath worthy to carry such a knife. The weight, at 16 ounces, an SE5 is 16 ounces, to give you an example. I just can't say enough good about the way this thing feels, man. I mean, it just feels awesome. Got a lot of control. For a big knife, you know, a lot of times big knives are real blade heavy. This one is not blade heavy. I mean, it's got a little bit of weight. Okay, it's got a little bit of weight to the blade. I can feel it. But you'd expect that. But it doesn't feel like it's trying to fall out of my hand. It's comfortable in my hand. So, I have not sharpened this knife. I haven't done anything with it. This is how it comes from the box. And it come out of the box very sharp. You know, it makes quick work of processing anything. I mean, you know, I can't say enough good about it. As far as like shavings, I mean, this thing will create a pile in a matter of seconds. You can put your ferro rod right to it and have a big old fire. Batoning, okay, I just can't say enough good about it. Anyway, we're gonna get outside with this thing. We're gonna use it. I'm gonna use a little bit in the kitchen. I'm gonna take it out and about, and we're gonna play with it some. We're gonna process some firewood with it. Again, this is made by Bark River Knives. It's the one that made it. Peter Kohler designed the knife. There's several handle options that you can select from and choose from. Dave Raffensperger, sorry brother, is the designer of the sheath. Bark River actually made the sheath, and I had them dip it and waterproof it before it come to me. Anyhow, we're gonna get in the woods. Dinner is served. Look at that. That chicken looking good. Alright. Bark River. Grizzly. Peter Kohler. I'm going to use this and process a little bit of firewood real quick. I also going to just make a 7-notch here. Again, this is a chopper. It's a carver. It's a solid workhorse. Okay. Now, if you're going to, let's do a 7-notch right here. Choking up on it. Well, there's your 7. Let's say batoning. Which I don't do a lot of batoning. I have axes and hatchets for that. Solid knife. Okay. Do some deep barking. Quick work. Really digging this knife, y'all. Not a scratch on it. Alright, y'all. Out here playing with the Grizzly. Anyway, this thing looks pretty rough. A little bit of yard work, make it happen. Alright. This blade is so strong, there ain't no better way to do some yard work. And no more fun way to do yard work than doing with a Grizzly, right? Relentless. Yeah. There it is. All right. How about just some paracord? Effortless. Rubber heater hose. Now I'm gonna do a chop and then I'm gonna cut it. Let's see what it does. That's pretty good. To cut, let's choke up a little bit. I've got razor blades that don't perform that well. The hose test. Try it. Then what most of us really use knives for is opening boxes. So, ain't much of a test if I don't take myself apart. Voila. Still have to do a paper test, right? Will it cut paper? Will your knife cut paper? It'll cut paper. Time and time again. It'll cut paper. All right, y'all. Let's cut some bottles of water. What do you think? That, my friend, is good. There's been knives nicknamed Skull Crusher. Let's see if the Grizzly, wants to eat a deer. What do you think? Wow! That's pretty cool, peoples. I don't think you can see it, but the hide, it's splitting this hide. This skull is an old skull. Look at that. I'm talking about working a knife. That, my friend, working a knife. I got through the hide. See if it'll bust the skull. Pretty good, my friends. And those that think it might have just broke, you can see the cut again, I just want to say that I am a fan of larger knives, and a fan of all knives really, but Peter Kohler, Bark River, Dave Raffensperger knocked this one out of the park, y'all. This has become, in my hand, the best production knife that I have ever had in my hand. Again, I emphasize production. It is a production blade, but I'm telling you what, they did a phenomenal job over at Bark River as far as the grind they put on it, the full grind. It's just, it's a true work of art. You can tell those people love what they do. Okay? Feel free to comment, ask questions, remarks. You want to see me do something different with this knife? Let me know. I'll do it. Alright? Y'all have a great day.